Welcome to Collector Chronicles. It's a beautiful day in May on the mighty Mississippi, doing a little bit of relic hunting, and I found two buttons, which usually I don't find two buttons in a day. I find a lot of bullets, but the buttons are few and far between. I haven't picked them up yet, so we are going to do that together. All right, see that right there? This is mainly what I'm looking for is early 1800s U.S. Army buttons. And this looks like an early 1800s button. That's the back of it. You see the loop there? They call it the shank, bent down. I don't think this is a World War I button because they were blackened, and I can see like some gold, like some gilt shining through there. So it's like a greenish color, so that means it's brass or copper. They were also pewter buttons that I find. They're usually like a gray color. So all right, I don't know what's gonna be on the front. It might be plain, but I'm hoping it's got some kind of military design on it. All right, here we go. The moment of truth. Well, I don't see a design. Yeah, I think that's plain. So this would have been like for a civilian. Militia also used plain buttons because they just had like a lot of times this far west they didn't have, you know, fancy militia buttons like they did in New England. So yeah, this could be just for a regular gentleman's coat. So yeah, 1840s, 1820s to 1840s probably. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy though. I don't find a lot of plain ones, so I would have preferred that it be a military button, but I'm happy with that. So I got another one that they're always upside down for some reason. So and they look kind of like coins, but I really don't find coins that often. All right, so, and like Civil War buttons are like a bubble shape. I have a little pile over here. So yeah, the river came up and went down, and it deposited a bunch of like mud over everything. And then it rained, and while the river was down, and it saturated all the mud and everything. And then when the river rose again, it really was able to wash it out because it was already turned to mud. So that's why I came down here. The river's really not down that low, but there's a lot of areas that I monitor. I've been coming down here for many, many years. Typically you don't find stuff like this, you know, without a metal detector, but I have areas that I know exactly where to go to when there's different river levels. So anyway, I don't want to give up my secrets. Where's that button at? There's a button in here somewhere. Did I lose it? There it is. Okay. See it? The light was shining earlier, really sunny, and it lit it up. Right now it's hard to see though. It's kind of like makes you wonder how much stuff that you miss, you know, because I've found stuff and then turned away from it and couldn't find it again, as crazy as that sounds. All right, this one looks like it's flat too. There we go. And it's got the loop on the back. And so anyway, this could be, there's a whole long list of different designs that it might be. So that's kind of the thrill of the hunt, because you don't know what's going to be. Is it going to be another plain one though? All right, here we go. Oh, that's not plain. Wow. That ain't plain, boy. Look at that boy right there. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, what is that? It's pretty obvious to see what it is. If you're a button collector, you know right away what that is. You got the classic American Eagle on cannon, a stack of cannonballs, and the word core. This is a War of 1812. There is a back mark. You can see the rings on the back. Without taking off my glasses, I really can't see. It's probably Crumpton, Philadelphia is probably the maker. There was a number of different makers, but this dates from around 1814 actually. This is from the War of 1812. War of 1812 was like 1812 to 1815. Believe it or not, in that span, the U.S. Army and the militias, you know, armed forces for the U.S. had over 500, I estimate, just roughly shooting from the hip. I'd say it's pretty safe to say there was like 500 different buttons. They were changing button regulations like constantly. They were obsessed with buttons back then. But yeah, it's really really pretty there. It's brass. Artillery had yellow and brass and gold colors, and then infantry had like white and silver. But yeah, I'm really happy about that. The person that lost this, I'm not going to really go into detail of where I am, but this was already an old button when they lost it. They would use old obsolete uniforms for like fatigue duty. You know, they pretty much only had you know, dress uniforms back then. So instead of wearing out their uniforms, they used old uniforms for, like, you know, chopping wood, or they had to build their own barracks and stuff. Usually they had to do all kinds of manual labor. So anyway, I'm really happy about that. So yeah, 2 buttons in one day. Most of the relic hunting videos that I do, they're formatted for like TikTok and Instagram, for like reels. They're pretty much to the point. I find something, I get out my phone, and then I start recording. So I don't really have much time to yammer on. I don't really have much memory, I don't think, on the phone right now, but eventually I'd like to do more videos with me talking about relic hunting. There's a lot of tips. I've gotten to the point in life where I can pass on a lot of information that I think a lot of people can benefit from. Just talking about relic hunting in general, kind of more some philosophical stuff about collecting too. But yeah, it's a really beautiful day down here by myself. Found a cobalt marble, some bullets and everything. That's a early 1800s scroll flask bottom. All right, so anyway, in the about section on YouTube, check me out. You can find links to TikTok and Instagram. There's stuff there that's not on YouTube. All right, like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next video.